Hello, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls. I want to speak to you on the word abuse. Where do I start? Abuse has so much definitions for it. Okay, use in brackets something. I've already told you what something is. It could be anything or nothing, right? I wonder if you guys caught on to that yet. The anything, nothing, something. Anyways, use in brackets something to bad effect or for a bad purpose. Misuse, treat in brackets a person or an animal, right? A person or an animal in brackets with cruelty or violence, especially regularly or repeatedly. Cruel and violent treatment of a person or an animal. Mistreat, maltreat, ill-treat, ill-use, misuse, treat badly, mishandle, exploit, take advantage of, assault, strike, harm, wrong, of course, bully is there, persecute, oppress, torture, perversion are the many definitions for abuse, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, negative word, but we'll break it down, right? Show you how negative it really is, right? So that's abuse, right? Let's go to use, the next word in it. Use, take hold, in brackets again, something, as a means of accomplishing a purpose or achieving a result. Take or consume, in brackets, an amount, right? Amount could be lots of stuff from a limited supply, right? So use while taking a limited supply, an amount. Let me explain amount for you. So say you have a piggy bank, right? And you live in a house with people and they know you also have the piggy bank. So, but they want money and they know that you have money in this piggy bank. So they continue to tell you things, right? So that you can go into the piggy bank to take out money and give them, which would be using you, right? So they continue to do this, keep doing this, consume, take or consume, right? An amount, right? Which would be like money, right? In this case, of a limited supply, right? Limited, that means it's not unlimited. It is limited. That means there's just some in there. There's not a lot in there, but they're gonna use this to their advantage to take as much as they want or send. Okay. The action of using something or the state of being used for a purpose. The value or advantage of something. Utilized, make use of, avail oneself of. Wield, maneuver, manipulate, resort to, exert, implement are the definitions of use. Of course, a main one that you could say for use is when another person uses another person, right? I use people all the time. I know it sounds bad, right? But not like what you think. So when I use, or let's say, if I'm going to manipulate you, I tell you I'm going to manipulate you before I even manipulate you. If I want to use you, I also tell you I'm going to use you before explaining to you what it is I'm going to use you for, right? I told you, I'm a very direct person. So I am giving you the heads up right at the beginning. Like, you are never deceived. dealing with me. So if I'm going to tell you I want to use you, I'm saying it first. It's the first thing that comes out of my mouth before I let you know how I'm going to use you. Do you understand? But a lot of people don't do that. They use you without you knowing that that is what they're doing, right? Next word in abuse is us, right? Used by a speaker to refer to himself and one or more other people as the object of a verb or a preposition, a preposition. So this definition for us is scratch everything you heard, all of it, and just take only the last part of it. And the last part would be object, right? So the only thing I want you to take from that is object. When dealing with us, it's based off of an object. An object could be a person, an object could be a place. An object could be not just a person, just in case you're thinking that is what it is when I say us, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to explain to you how I have been abused. Now, I have a cell phone, ladies and gentlemen. I have more than one. My cell phone is never on. I mean, never on. It's powered off, turned off. If you're supposed to try to contact me, you will not be able to get me. My phone is off. There is no way you can contact me. It is very difficult to contact me, right? Not to mention, the reason why my phone is off is because I am being monitored, right? I am being tracked. So when I do go on my phone, I only speak to one person, and it is my uncle, and he's not here. He's in Jamaica. He is the only person I talk to on the phone. That means if I turn on the power on my phone and the phone rings, if I don't see his number show up, I don't even acknowledge the number that comes in. That's how deep it is for me, right? Very private. That's who I am, private, right? The other day, I went to my mailbox and checked it, and I got a full form envelope saying it had to do with a tribunal for men and women, ladies and gentlemen, that don't know what the tribunal is. The tribunal has to do with your home, right? The tribunal basically says, should she live there or should she not? Should we kick her ass out or should we not, right? That's what the tribunal is, right? It's based off of, say, the landlord's, say, complaints or not paying rent or stuff like that, okay? Now, as I said, I'm always abused, so my mailbox is already hacked. My mailbox is already hacked, so FYI, don't send anything in the mail for me because my mailbox is hacked. Only what is wanted to be in there will be in there, right? Now, my landlord is somebody that watches me. She's also the person that has allowed people to be able to come in here, you know, willy-nilly with a key. Just come in here when they feel like it, you know, to do the black magic and everything I said before, right? So I spoke to my uncle, say, on the 22nd. Nope, correction, it was the 22nd. When I spoke to my uncle, of course, he asked, how you doing, you know, all that stuff. And then I told him, you know, I got this big envelope in the thing, tribunal. And he's like, so what did it say? How much does it say you owe? And I was like, I don't really care what it says, right? And he's like, you don't really care? I go, well, it's like thick papers. So of course I just skimmed through. I just wanted to see how much they claim I owe, right? So when I told him that, I go, yeah, I saw it. He's like, is that how much you owe? I go, it doesn't even matter, right? And he said, why? I go, because they didn't follow proper procedure, right? Is what I said. And he's like, huh? And I said, they did not follow proper procedure. There's no way I can get a tribunal form without being alerted by the landlord of the situation that is going on, that you are taking me to the tribunal. So this happened on the 22nd. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, my phone is tracked, right? So of course, because I said this on the phone, guess what happens, ladies and gentlemen? The next day, guess what I found? All paperwork to act as if they told me. So the tribunal papers came first on the 18th, by the way, and then those came on the 23rd. Ain't that but a bitch? Just to show you how tracked I am, right? So if I just speak stuff, because that's what they do, they listen to everything I say, speak stuff. Let me give you more of an example of abuse in here. Where I am, there is a wiring system. It's called Fleet Optics. So Fleet Optics is trying to burst my eardrums so I can't hear. Now, how they can do this, for all of you that don't understand, is simply this. My phone and my internet connection, they have connected to it. So when the Fleet Optics comes in the building, what they do is connect, but for them to connect, they gotta directly go to the main source. So there's a maintenance place in here, and in the maintenance place, every unit is connected. So basically, if I want to go with Bell, when the Bell person comes in to hook up the Bell system, they have to go there and directly hook it up to my unit, my address, right? So the only person that could do that, of course, is the landlord again, right? So Fleet Optics has done this, and because I usually wear earpieces in my ears, that pissed them off, right? Because then I don't talk and they can't hear me when I don't speak in here. It's quiet in here all the time, right? So because it's quiet in here all the time, they can't figure out what I'm doing if they're not video cameraing me also, which they are, by the way, right? So I had earpiece in, and the Fleet Optic comes in, and he comes on my floor and he presses this button, and this sharp noise comes in. But of course, I'm not stupid. I knew that's the plan, to burst my eardrums and stuff like that. So before it can be done, I just disconnected. So now they're trying to bust my eardrums, right? So sometimes in my videos, when you see me doing this, it's because I put something in my ears. Wave pulse. So the 22nd, no, actually it's not the 22nd, the 23rd, the same day that I got the papers of the eviction stuff and whatever, they use this pulse wave. But before they use this pulse wave, they were always using it. The only difference is they kept it at a low frequency. So if I'm sleeping, the unit underneath me, it's connected to the unit underneath me. So when I'm sleeping, it comes off like a small vibrating wave pulse that's going on, right? Now I'm aware of this, right? So because I'm aware of this, on the day that I got those eviction papers and stuff, because it's not working how they want it to work, this day they upped the ante. Now they just turned it up full blow. Basically telling me that we can do it. This is what we want to do and we're gonna do it, right? Abuse, right? So of course when they did it, not a problem, whatever. I just turned on my laptop and I started I started playing music and I started singing on the top of my lungs, right? So of course they had to turn it off because that wouldn't work, right? For the pulse to work, everything else around me has to be quiet so it could focus directly on my vibration, right? So of course that didn't work that day. Must have really pissed them off for that, right? Let me give you more abuse in this building. When you hear me say I get watched every day, all day, every day, it's not just the landlord, it's everyone in my building. See, my building only has 4 floors. 4 floors. My building's a short building. Everyone in my building is watching me. Every single one is watching me. See, they're mad at me because I've known this before this year, before last year. So, and I've said it. So they know I know. And because they know I know, that's when they up the ante. That's where the black magic came in. That's where they start to come in. Let me tell you how they actually work with my mom. You know, my siblings, my family members. So, so one day I was in here and they weren't sure that I was in here. So it was my mom. She came there and she kept knocking the door, kept calling me, telling me to come out. But because I no longer deal with these people, I just figured I ain't opening no door. I ain't even gonna speak. I'm just gonna stay in my room. So she was out there for a good almost hour. I was even sitting there timing it, and I'm like, so what, you ain't gonna give up yet? Okay. So because they didn't know if I was actually there or not, guess what happens? The landlord decided that she's gonna open the door. So I come to meet exactly when she opens the door. And I said, why are you opening my door? And she's like, well, you're a mom. I said, how you know it's my mom? I go, I'm sorry, is this school? Is this school? I'm sorry, is this school? Like, am I the child and you have to call the parent, the backup person or something? How do you know this lady is my mom? Right? Well, I have the right to check in on you. I go, no, you don't. You have no right to check in on me. I just seen you last week. That means whatever concern you claim you don't have none. Not to mention, by law, you cannot open my door with a stranger with you. By law. So of course, landlord was exposed at that time, right? At that time she panicked, right? Because now she's full-blown exposed. She got caught. Even though she got caught before, when she was hustling me with my rent, right? Hence why the eviction papers and stuff like that, they're trying to cover their tracks right now, right? I'll tell you about more abuse when it comes to them. About 4 months now, they have contaminated the water. Oh, by the way, them contaminating the water, the whole building is aware that the water is contaminated. The whole building. Because as I said, the whole building is in on it. Right? So the only water that works, well, it's not the only water that works. The only person that is technically supposed to be using this water is me. Right? I guess they figure I don't know this, but I guess it's common sense, right? You're all buying water. You're all buying junk and shit like that. Ain't no mother effing person cooking. And trust me, I got some, I don't know what they are, African, Nigerian or whatever, and they make some nasty shit that smells up the whole place. So just imagine being in a building and you never smell any food cooking. I guess they thought I was stupid with that too, right? 4 months. They have contaminated water. Let me give you a heads up how I even know that. They are taking toilet paper to go in the bush to use it. That's how they got caught. That's how I know, and they got caught. Then they tried to flush it. That's not even all they did. they directly put a pipe to my house. Now, the thing upstairs, because it's not a person that's upstairs above me. If I leave, say, my room and go in the kitchen, it leaves and goes in the kitchen. So it's when I move, you move, just like that, right? That's what the thing upstairs does. By right, the owner that lives there, I guess the thing freaks it out, so it doesn't stay there. He doesn't stay there. I guess he comes to check, regulate, or the rest of them in here, because I have military church people in here, right? I think they don't know that I'm aware of all of them in here. Like, I think they don't know, right? Is what's in here. They've been tracking me. If I go outside, anybody around here, they just jump on their phone. She's on the move. She's on the move. You should see when I leave out of here and nobody sees me. Boy, do they get pissed off. Just to show you how deep it goes where they're tracking my phone. One time I had my phone on and it kept ringing, and all these weird numbers kept coming up. But the reason why that was happening is because they needed to signal to find me, because they couldn't find me. They didn't know where I was. Then when they finally find me, it was like, we finally found her. And then they tried to track that phone. They're mad because for everything that they tried to do, it didn't work, right? So hence why they upped the ante, hence why they're trying to kill me, like outright kill me. And they think that it's just gonna go like that they feel like they can do this, right? Abuse the kid and do whatever they want. So yeah, about 4 months now, the water is contaminated. When I say contaminated, the water will literally burn my skin off if I try to use it. That's how contaminated the water is, right? Of course, they had to do it this year for the test to check the water supply. Happened in 2021. Now, nobody doesn't have to believe me, but the proof is in the pudding. All you got to do is lick out the wall and then you'll see the brand new pipes that they put up and then they sealed. Oh, before they could have sealed it, it was burst and it was leaking and all of that shit. And then after that, they had to seal it up, all of that stuff. Cover the ceiling, cover the wall, so it doesn't look like they're not doing it. Oh, and the robot thingy up top above my head, when it's ready, it goes and flushes the toilet, and it goes and say acts like it's using the water. I guess this is a trick to elude me, to make me think that it's okay to use the water, right? But the thing is, I'm the only person that cooks in here because of it. So I guess they're tired because they've been doing that for about 4 months, and maybe they're running out of money or something, and they're all tired of, say, going to the restaurant across the street. That would be the church military people, right? And then the other ones are tired of going to go buy coolers to keep things cold, and tired of buying plastic cups and paper plates and stuff like that, right, to keep up the facade, right? So they're tired. That's what's going on. They're tired. They're tired of wasting their money this way, and they're like, it's not working, right? That's what they're saying. It's not working. It ain't working with her. What we're trying to do to her, the abuse they're trying to do. Abuse, ladies and gentlemen, the abuse they're trying to do, right? To kill me. Right? You would think I've done these people something. And it's so funny because I used to talk to the landlord all the time. I used to be in her office making sure everything's good with her, stuff like that. So to my surprise, when I figured out how all of them is doing this hustle, right? There's this gay guy in here, there's this gay kid in here, and he came and got my Wi-Fi. That's why they're tracking the Wi-Fi and stuff like that. Everything I do, it's like they're on it. there consistently. If I go outside, somebody's bucking me on a bus if I take the bus or something. Or if I go to a store, they surface as if I don't see them and stuff like that. Oh, and the robot clone looking people and stuff like that, I see them everywhere. I think they're defected is what I think they are. They're defected. They lose track of the things they're supposed to do, right? They come and pretend like they're on the phone, but their mouth has no volume. Or one is checking to see if I'm on the bus while I'm standing right behind it, right? So they're mad at me because all the trying to kidnap me in the park, all the trying to set me up with drugs and stuff like that, they're pissed. Like they're pissed that it didn't go their way. They're that pissed at me because it didn't go their way. Like, and as I said, because I'm a happy person and I just laugh at everything, I think I'm pissing them off more. But as I said before, it's because I think they're insane, right? Hilarious, as I said. They are hilarious, you know? Hilarious. They're insane, right? Anyways, that is my example of abuse, ladies and gentlemen. 4 months of contaminated water. Trying to kill me. Trying to kill me. So nobody uses the water. Everybody has to leave to go use the water and stuff like that. So I'm putting them out of their way. Ain't that a bitch? I'm putting them out of their way. I would think that they're putting me out of the way, but oh no, I'm putting them out of the way, and they're tired of me putting them out of their way. So just get rid of her. She needs to leave. I'm tired of doing this. Enough is enough. That's their mind frame. That's how their mind frame works, right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, boys and girls, I am Wise One Teach. I go by the name Teach and also by the name T. If you like, please comment, share, subscribe, thumbs up the video. Y'all have a good day. Oh yeah, y'all might not catch this stuff either because they be so hacking this shit out of my stuff. So you might not catch this. Hopefully you will. Anyways, bye guys.